Hi everyone, we're at the Marriott Courtyard in Reno, Nevada, showing you how to install the Secure Power Lift. This is Todd. He's going around on contract installing the sleeves for many of your hotels.
Howdy.
This is what one of the sleeves looks like. It comes with a cover that protects people from getting caught in it when it's not in use. Please make sure that you wait at least 72 hours after the sleeve is installed before installing the pool lift into it. We do want to give the sleeve time so that all the materials can cure in it. The first step, once you've waited that time on the sleeve, is you take the base assembly, put it in the top, and slowly sink down into place. When you get your lift, you'll have 4 bolts inserted into these holes. Slowly remove the bolts, making sure that you don't disturb the pattern. Take the lower mast, and after first inserting the wire through the back end of the mast, align it with the bolts, with the lock nuts on top of the bolts, and start screwing down these bolts. The swimming pool lift has to be able to have the ability to rotate as well as to lift and drop a person into the swimming pool. The gears and motor that are already assembled into the base are what gives it the ability to rotate. This actuator is what gives it the ability to lift and drop a person in the swimming pool. Taking the wide end of it, go ahead and align the bottom 2 holes down onto the base of the lift and slowly work the bolt through. Placing the nut on the back side of it, and then tighten by hand before coming back and doing the final install. Next, we're going to install the electrical equipment. There's a clip that has to be removed away from here in order for everything to slide in. First, take the male end of the actuator, plug it into its hole until you hear it snap. Next, the male end of the cord with 4 prongs on the end. This ultimately will go and get attached to the battery. Place it in its hole. Gently maneuver it in place until it snaps. This is the tail end of the remote control. Find its corresponding hole, push it in. Sometimes it takes a little patience, but relax, the rest of you aren't doing this on a video to make a fool of yourself. So slowly work it into place as well. Once those items are pushed in place, and locked down in place, take the cover and slowly and gently push and snap it down in place. Once the cover is snapped and made it into place, all of these items are locked and fixed into here and would be very difficult to remove. Once you've locked the bottom into place and made sure that none of these can be removed, the final connection we'll make is take the colored wires that go to the bottom motor with this lead, push those into place. Once that's done, there are 2 screws. Take the screws, place the box down over the screw holes, slowly align them and then thread them through, installing the box permanently onto the pool lift. In addition to the vertical mast that's welded and now fixed onto the base, we have 4 other large pieces of steel. These 2 that have the holes in the sides of them like this will go on the top, the thinner one going underneath the thicker one. This piece with the 4 holes is actually what will hold the chair, and those 4 holes are for height adjustments on the holes. This last piece is the footrest. Keep in mind that the footrest is optional and therefore not recommended in spas because it could interfere with the structure of the spa. The easiest way to assemble this is next, take this bar that fits into the chair, and after loosening the 4 nuts, slowly slip it vertically down into the chair. Now that the chair assembly has been put together, we're now going to move the chair assembly in front of the pool lift. This will allow us the option now to install the top bars without risking damage to the swimming pool side or the lift itself with the heavy bars dropping. Next, we're going to put the lower top bar on. With the lower bar, make sure you have the pass-through hole lined up in the general area that the actuator will go in. Slowly slip it onto the second hole and insert 1 bolt through it. Come on, Todd, work faster. Gently, without damaging anything. Once that's done, move it into location on the chair assembly, also inserting a bolt through. We'll next follow the same type of motion for the top bar. Again, making sure that the hole and pocket for the actuator is on the electronic side rather than the seat side. The top bar may take some maneuvering on one side to put together. When you get to that side, just slowly tilt the seat and the base until you hit the proper position for those holes to align. For safety reasons, we don't ship these batteries with full power. This one's been charged. It should come with enough power to complete the installation process. First, we're going to take the battery. The battery plug on the bottom, if you look carefully, the prongs are actually switched, so it only fits in well one direction. Find the direction that it goes in on. Sometimes it takes a bit of pushing back and forth to get the plug in, but go ahead and put the plug in. There's a key that comes on the top of the battery. Make sure the key is turned to the position that retracts this pin. Take the battery, very carefully line it up with the battery post, and slowly and gently, making sure all cables are free underneath it, slide it down. Once it gets into the final position, if you turn the key again, you'll feel the pin come out and the battery is now locked in place. When you're done with all of the electrical work, take the wires and go ahead and tuck them away so that they're out of reach. Of course, you need to leave out the remote control, which remains tethered to the swimming pool lift. The remote control needs to be on a free tether. The ADA requires that in the very odd case that someone uses this, gets in the swimming pool with 2 users, if someone gets out of the swimming pool, the ADA requires a method for a person within the pool to recall the lift and let themselves out. This cord always needs to be a free tether so that someone would technically be able to grab it, yank it, and retrieve it while still in the swimming pool. Once the lift is put together to this point, we're now going to attach the actuator bolt. Take the remote control and slowly start raising the actuator. For safety, these machines move slow to minimize injury or damage if someone uses them accidentally. Slowly move this until we're right in the right place. We there yet?
Yeah, we're good.
And then insert the bolt.
It's not done. Slipped it in.
Once the actuator bolt is in, you'll notice that then the lift will start to move, and pushing up the actuator, the chair now starts to come up off the floor. Once the chair's off the floor, you can start using the other range of motion on it to test the lift and make sure that it's working properly. At this point, you should be able to fully turn the lift into the swimming pool and drop it down. Please note that we are installing 2 lifts, one in a pool, one in the spa. Again, we do not recommend that you put a footrest onto the lift that goes into the spa. This pool lift is designed to have sufficient reach so that you can go far into the body of water. You'll note that there are 4 bolts that attach the chair to the arm. The ADA requires that the base of the chair, not the top of the chair, be able to extend 18 inches into the body of water, or until it finds an obstruction in the body of water. If your chair doesn't actually extend the full 18 inches before its stopping point, which in this point we've just reached, go ahead and pull it back up out of the water, release those bolts, and readjust it so the chair sits lower. Last but not least, on the swimming pool version, we need to install the footrest. To install the footrest, we're going to release these 2 bolts that the swimming pool seat hooks onto. Take the footrest and align it with hole number 1, making sure that the angled part of the footrest is down. Install the seat belt on the same bolt through the footrest and push that into the chair. With the second bolt, want to hand me the second bolt? Install it through the side. And thread it through, attaching it tightly into the seat as well. Well, we hope this video has been instructional and gives you guys all the information that makes it easy to assemble the secure power lift. Should you have any questions, feel free to go ahead and call me. My name's Josh at area code 307-220-4137. Again, 307-220-4137. Thank you.